Hello, once again, welcome to the product demo of Rada Space. Rada Space is a digital platform developed by Rada 60, which is powered by AI and satellite imagery. So I'll take you through how to use Rada Space from registration up to analysis. Now, if you go to Google and click www.radaspace.com, it will take you to this registration page. If you have registered your account already, you will find a place of email and password. But if you are not registered, you will click the word register, and then you will put your first name, you will put your last name, you will put your email address. For example, that is my email address. You will put your password. You will put a country. For example, for me, is United Republic of Tanzania. You will put your phone number. Your business type can be cooperative, agri-SME, NGO, government, research, extension, input, or off-taker. For example, let's say I'm working as a farmer, because the farmer is one of the option. Let's say the law and the owner of the farm. My crop type, let's say, is maize, and then my farm size is 20 to 100. Then I will click register. Once I click register, I've registered successfully. I can save my password, or for me now, I choose never. Now it will take you to this login page once you are registered, and then you can sign in. Once you sign in, it will take you to this landing page where you will find the number of field registered. You will find the number of hectares. You will find also the number of image you have requested. Down here, you will see the season analytics, weather checks, VLI maps, and also it will tell you if you have subscribed to the package. At this part, for example, me here for this account, I have the active plan, which is the essential. And then I'm going to start with my analysis. I have, this is the dashboard. And the second tab here is the monitoring. When I click monitoring, I will find global view, indices analysis, the analysis and the manage images. And then I have another view here, which is, so when I click global view, it will take me to this global view. This is a global view where I'll have options of adding any farm from any country. So for example, if I click on the global view, I can click add field. That is the first stage to add the field. I have three options to add the field. First of option, I can use GPS and latitude. I mean GPS longitude and latitude coordinates. If I have the coordinate, I can put the coordinates, but at the same time, I can use the second option, which is uploading the shapefile. For example, I have surveyed my farm and I have KMZ, KML, shapefile, or JSON file. I can simply upload the surveyed file and proceed with registration. It will take me direct to that farm. And the third option, I can search my location here. For example, if my field is available on Google Map, and it's a large field, I can simply search it using this location. Let's try to search the location. Let's say, let's search one of the location, Tanzania. It's called Kagera. Sugar. This is a farm that is found on GPS on Google, so I can just click and it will take me direct to the farm, and I can put the farm name and the field name direct here and do registration. For example, I can put the farm name. It's Kagera, for example. I can put the field name is 001, and once I've put farm name and the field name, I have an option here, which is polygon. I can click polygon and start putting my polygon. Let's say I show This is my polygon I want to register. It's now complete. If I come down here, I'll see the number of latitude and longitude of this particular area. If I can take any latitude and longitude, and it will take me direct to this GPS coordinate. And now my farm size, it indicates 91.96 hectares. I can click save the field, and I will direct see the field is registered as Kagera 001, which is 91.96 hectares. And from there, I can continue with analysis. Once it's registered, I have an option to edit. I can edit any information and save the field again. I can edit, for example, the coordinate if I want to extend the field, or if I want to change the farm name and the field name, I can change them and save the field again, or I can clear the polygon. So once the field is registered, as I said before, you find the registration, but you have to come to monitoring, global view, then you add the field, then you have three options, is to put GPS and latitude here, or to search it on Google Map, or the other options is to import the KML file, the MZ file, the Shapefile, or JSON file from the surveyed file of your farm, and it will navigate directly to that particular farm and location. Once you have registered your field, if you come back to monitoring, you find the tab written indices analysis. Indices analysis, you will find the indices to analyze. For example, I have a couple of fields here, and I want to try to analyze one of the field here. I can come to this test field and click analyze. When I click analyze, satellite images of that field. For example, here I have 19th of October, I have 16th of October, 14th of October, 9th of October, and other dates until 13th of October, 18th of 13th of December, 18th of December. So I can choose any satellite date and do the analysis. And we usually recommend to choose the date with a cloud cover of less than 10%, because if you can see on the date here down, there is a percentage of cloud cover. For example, February 2025, the cloud cover was very low, which is 0.01, the best for analysis. But if I come to December, January was 0.9, the cloud cover was good for analysis. I can also search within the certain range of date to get the number of satellite image. For example, if I want to do the analysis from June to July, I can put here June 1st, 2025, July, let's say July 30th, 2025. It allows me to search satellite image within the date range of 65 days. So I can click submit, and it will fetch the satellite image within that range from June to July 2025. Once the search is over, it will add the number of images on my tab. I can be able to continue with the analysis. So I'll wait for some seconds. Okay, now I have the satellite images of July and June. So July, I have July 18, I have July 11, I have number of satellite images during July, I have June as well, June 6, so I can choose any date within that range. For example, June 1st was 1.14, I can click 1.14 and start the analysis. Once I click June, I can start the analysis. You first click the date, and then you'll come here to the indices. So we have 4 indices. We have NDVI, we have NDRE, we have NDMI, and IMSAVI. Let's start with NDVI. NDVI is normalized difference vegetation index. When I click NDVI, it will give me the analysis of NDVI within that period of time. This is my NDVI. This area with dense vegetation, and there is area with moderate vegetation. This is dense vegetation, and this is moderate vegetation. We can see on that day, particular date, the dense vegetation was a small part of the field. That is NDVI. NDRE, that is normalized different lineage index, and it's usually proportional to the photosynthesis activities of the crop, and it relates to the nitrogen content of that crop. Another index is NDMI. NDMI is normalized difference moisture index. It indicates the moisture level of the crop. It's not the moisture of the soil, it's the moisture of the crop. It indicates the area with water stress, crop water stress, and the area without crop water stress. And the other index is called IMSAVI, that is a modified soil adjusted vegetation index, and it allows you to determine the presence of vegetation during germination, the time of emergence, to see how your field emerged. So at this particular time of the year, my field was not planted yet because it shows a red color in a large part of the field. So let me try to look another date where the field was planted. Let's say, let's look at January 2025. January 2025. Now the field look better because the planting was done yet, was already done. So let's start with NDVI, which is normalized different vegetation index. This shows the vegetation cover of the field. So you'll see the areas with dense vegetation, the part of the field with dense vegetation, other part of the field is moderate vegetation, other is sparse vegetation, and the other has open soil and sparse vegetation. So it shows with open soil and sparse vegetation, it means the vegetation was very low, but the other part of the field had dense vegetation. So you can find dense vegetation, moderate vegetation, sparse vegetation, and the other part of the field can be open soil if it is not planted yet or harvesting has taken place. That is NDVI. If we come to NDRE, it is proportional to crop nitrogen content because it's proportional to the photosynthesis activities of the crop. For example, we can see the area with moderate vegetation, the area with open soil, the area with moderate vegetation according to the NDRE. And this can tell you the nutrition level of the crop. And we usually use it in the middle to the end of the season to check how the crop is performing and to check the level of maturity toward the end of the season. You can use NDRE. And another index is NDMI, normalized different moisture index. This shows the area where the crop is suffering from water stress and the area where the crop is good moisture stress. So we have moisture stress, the area with high moisture, and the area with dry, low moisture, and the area which is dry. So the other part of the area is dry, the other part of the farm has low moisture, and the other part of the farm has high moisture and moderate moisture. So it depends on how the crop is performing, and this is a moisture stress of crop, not the soil. So you have to check if I have to adapt irrigation. For example, you have the irrigation system. If it's drip irrigation, sprinkler irrigation, fallow irrigation, then you can irrigate the area that has low moisture, that is dry, so that you can add the moisture content of your crop. You have to understand this is the moisture content of your crop, not the moisture content of the soil. But the moisture content of the crop, it reflects how your soil behaves. So you can add irrigation to improve the moisture content of the crop by irrigating. Yeah, so you can adapt using this index to plan for irrigation, your irrigation schedule or irrigation plan. And we have another index which is called IMSAVI. that is modified soil adjusted vegetation index. This is usually used during the germination time, use the time of emergency. So it can show you the field where the crop has germinated well and the place where the germination is poor. We usually use this index to see where the germination was good. For you to get the desired plant population, you can use this index and plan for replanting or gap filling. For example, I have the area with dense vegetation and this part has moderate vegetation. So I can do replanting or gap filling on this part which has moderate vegetation so that I can get the uniform distribution of my crop with the desired plant population within this farm. So that's the for indexing. And if we come down here, we can click an index and see the distribution of on this table here. So the distribution here shows the large part of the field has dense vegetation with a NDVI value of 0.75 up to 0.8 with 2.04 hectare. And it can show you every range of index with the average hectare within that farm. From 0.34, we have 1.8 hectare. 0.04 to 0.5, we have 1.9594 hectares. So you can get the analysis of how your field is performing on NDVI, NDRE, NDMI. You can even see how the field is performing in terms of crop water stress and see what percent of the field is suffering from water stress using this curve here. That is a part of analysis through monitoring. So if you come to monitoring, that is a part of analysis called indices analysis, but also you can see the trend analysis. You can analyze your trend, the trend analysis, and see how your crop is performing within that crop cycle, within that crop period. For example, let's come back to our farm, which is the test field. If we analyze the test field again, we can do the trend analysis. This is a trend analysis, and your trend analysis, you can search any date of range within 65 days and see the trend analysis. For example, this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. The y-axis indicates the NDVI value and the x-axis indicates the range of date. So for example, you can see any particular date and see what is the dominant NDVI, what the maximum NDVI and the minimum NDVI on your farm. So you can see using the dominant NDVI, you can know what is the dominant NDVI, if it's dense vegetation, if it's moderate vegetation, if it's sparse vegetation, or if it's open soil. At a particular period of time within the cropping season, cropping cycle of your crop, you can see how your crop is performing and see at the dominant NDVI. That is how the time series works. The monitoring, so we have seen global view, we have seen the indices analysis, we've seen the trend analysis, and we have seen, and now we are going to see the manage image. On the manage image side, you can manage image that you have requested. For example, if I come back to the test field here, I can see I have a lot of images that has been requested. And usually we advise you to delete the images with high cloud. For example, I can opt to delete this image because it has more than 10%, and I can delete it, and I can choose another image that is not of my interest. For example, I was not yet planted, or there were no any farming operation to look at my field, and I can delete that image. For example, another image is 40%, 22. I can delete this image because it is high cloudy, and that's where you can do in the manage images and the monitoring. Once we are done to monitoring, let's go and see another part of monitoring, which is called VRA maps. VRA map means variable rate application map. Variable rate application map. If I go back to my test field to see how variable rate application map looks, I can zoom in and zoom out my farm. Let me try to zoom. Yeah, so VRA map means variability application map. This is a map that helps farmers to apply the right amount of input at the right place by varying the prescription of that of fertilizer application. For example, I can choose the date of my interest, for example, 14th of October 2025, and I can create the variability application map. So I have option here is that use 2 zones, 3 zones, or 4 zones. Let's take an example, use 3 zones. Zones means I'm going to categorize my field according to the performance. It means the area that is performing well, the area that is performing moderate, and the area that is performing poor. So we have 3 zones here. The green area, the area of high potential is performing well. We have moderate area, which is yellow, and we have low potential area, which is red. So the low potential area is not performing well. I have to apply high amount of fertilizer. In Africa, for example, most of the farmers, they apply uniform rate application of fertilizer without considering the performance of the field. For example, if the application rate is 50 kg per hectare, they apply a uniform application of 50 kg per hectare without considering which part of the field is performing well. So variable rate application is we vary the application of fertilizer according to the category of maps. According to the zones of that farm, according to performance. So, for example, I have to apply low in the green area. I have to apply intermediate amount in the yellow area, and I have to apply high amount in the red area. So the application of the light amount of fertilizer at the light place, that's what we call precision agriculture. So for example, the red area is 7.67. I have to apply high amount of fertilizer there. The yellow area is 7.65 hectares. I have to apply the moderate amount, intermediate amount, and the low potential area is a high potential area is 5.89. They don't need to apply anything on the green area because it's already performing well. So the application of the light amount of input at the light place, that's what we call precision agriculture. And that's the meaning of using variable rate application map. We have the calculation box here, the VRA calculation box. Let's assume the flat rate, if the farmer was to apply the flat rate across the entire farm, was use 50 kg per hectare at the user price of $2 per kg. Let's say it's $2. You can choose any currency here. We have euro, we have Tanzania shilling, Kenya shilling, Uganda shilling. We have Canadian US dollar. Let's try to use the US dollar. Then our cost is $2 per kilogram, and the farmer is using 50 kg, which is the flat rate. And then we come to the VRI calculation box here, and for example, the very low area, which is the red area, the farmer had to use 50 kg per hectare, same as the flat rate, and the moderate area, the farmer has to use, let's say, 25 kg per hectare, 25 kg per hectare, because that is a moderate area. The high potential area, let's assume the farmer is not going to use anything because it's green already, it's performing well already. And then our calculation here looks like the total fertilizer for flat rate is 1060.5 kg. That is the total amount of fertilizer to be used if the farmer had to use flat rate or uniform rate. And the total variable rate application, if the farmer now will consider the zones, how they are performing well, how they are performing poor, how they are performing intermediate, now the application of fertilizer will be 574.75, and now the farmer will save 495.575 kg. The total budget for flat rate is 2,121, and the total budget for VRA, for variable rate application, is 1,100. 49.5. So the farmer will save 971.5 US dollar by applying the right amount of input at the right place, because we know the cost of fertilizer is increasing from time to time. And also, once you apply the flat rate, you increase the input cost and the cost of production. But using VRA, which is variable rate application, you save the input cost and you reduce the cost of production. And also you conserve soil, because when you apply the excessive amount of fertilizer, it will cause soil degradation. At the same time, you will affect your soil because you are applying the amount of fertilizer where that is not needed. And this variable rate application map, we can opt to export our report in PDF, and it can be sent via email or WhatsApp or any other means if the farmer has no digital tools like mobile phone or computer. And this is a digital report in PDF format. It shows the field maize farm, the scene date that was created, the total area is 21.21 hectare. Flat rate was 50 kg, and the price was 2 USD per hectare. You can put the price according to the currency of your interest. This is a map showing the red area high potential, the yellow area is intermediate potential, and the green area, the green area which is high potential, red one is low potential, and the yellow one which is intermediate potential. It shows on the legend here that green is high potential, yellow is moderate potential, and red is very low potential. And you can see your calculation here with showing the flat rate and the amount of saving you have done, and that is how the PDF file can be sent to the customer. But also we have another option of exporting this file into JSON or export it to KML if you are using a drone or an automated spraying or fertilizer application system using GPS system like GPS display from companies like Trimble, John Deere, Hexagon, or CNH. And if you are using the automated tractor autopilot system with a variable rate application system, and you are using precision fertilizer application, you can export this map in KML or JSON and put it on your screen and automate your tractor to apply the right amount of input at the right place according to the prescription of the VRA map. After looking at the VRA, now let's look at the weather analysis. So now I can conduct my forecast and see how the field is performing within the next 7 days. If I come to my test field, I can forecast now. I have an option to focus in the next 3 hours or to do the daily average forecast. I have different parameters: temperature, humidity, pressure, wind, rainfall, cloud cover. And let's say my interest is rainfall, to see how it's going to rain within 7 days. I can refresh my graph here and see my rain forecast within 7 days, and it can help me to plan for when to prepare the land, when to do spray, when to do planting, when to do fertilizer application, to plan also for harvesting. I can plan depending on the amount of rainfall. For example, today, 21st of December, it shows 0.25, the amount of there is rain at this farm, and tomorrow there's rain of 0.208. On 23rd, it's going to be 0.013, and on 24th, there is going to be no rain. And on Christmas Day, which is 25th of December, so going to be no rain again for the next 3 days. So I can see what is going to happen the next 3 days. If I want to see wind speed, for example, and this is mostly used for spraying operation. I can see when it will be high wind speed, and I can avoid doing spraying within that date because wind is in millimeter per second. It can wash out my spray if I spray during the day that has high wind speed, or I can avoid spraying at the time that has high wind. For example, if most of the time you can spray maybe in the morning, and in the afternoon there is high wind speed. So I can use those kind of weather data to plan for my operations. So that is weather data. But also we have season analytics. I can do the season analytics. I can click activity here and add the season name. For example, is 2026. The crop name, maybe I'm planting wheat or wheat. Crop model, that is the variety. Maybe it's any 12. And the sowing date, maybe I'm going to sow at January 1st of January 2026, and plan the harvest. It depends on the cropping cycle. Let's say assume is 6 months, then you are going to harvest at 30th of June 2026, and actual harvest date. So there is planned harvest date and the actual harvest date. So the actual harvest date, you will put it during the time of harvest. Let's assume with the same as planned, or the 31st, let's say 30th of June 2025, 26, 2026. Irrigation type, you will say the kind of irrigation you're using, if it's drip, sprinkler, flood, or you're using lead fed, which is manual. Tillage type, if it's plowing, harrowing, not till or reaping, let's say we are using plowing. Target harvest, you will put your target harvest, let's say 10 tons per hectare, and the actual harvest is after harvesting. You'll also put your actual harvest. Let's say it's 9 tons per hectare, and you see if it's planned, ongoing, completed, or cancelled. This is a planned, and you will add that season. So that season now is added on that particular farm. That is how to use the season activity, but also you can manage crops. Under the manage crops, you will find the same kind of data to add the season. You will add the season, and you can create your calendar as well. For example, adding the season the same as a season activity, but I'm able to edit that season in case I have changed maybe the type of crop or the plan of that season. I can edit, but have an option to add the calendar. I can add the calendar, for example, let's say my January 26th, from first to first, I'm going to do planting. I can assign this activity and say maybe it's planting. I do planting from January. I'll put description, maybe planting of wheat. You can put in a comment or in a description of your activity, and you can assign it to, so let's planting wheat seed. Planting with seed. I can assign it to Musa, and the start date is 1st of January 2026, because that's when I have planned my season to start on the 1st of January 2026. And the end date, I can say maybe it will take 10 days to finish my planting. I'll plant for 10 days. And that's planned already. I can put in a comment, maybe use good seed or you can put any other comment. And if you have the amount of if you have an amount of money you are planning to use, you can put maybe that is the plan of using 100 USD. Is good seed for 10 days assigned to Musa. And then you can add your planting. So it will show that, okay, the planting will take 10 days and the operations will be done by Musa. So you see there's 10 days that has been assigned for planting. So that's how you can plan for your activities. For example, have this activity here is assigned to Musa, and we use good seed. So that's how the kind of planning for your calendar you can plan for those kind of operation. And we have the other part here, which is help desk. If you need any support, you can use this help desk. You can click just help desk, and it will take you to this part where you can write maybe I need to register my farm. Help me how the field, and you can send it, and our support team will respond to you. Will support, will send the will reach out to you back to give you the support regarding your request. So at the same time, you can choose who is online here, and you can direct light to the admin or any support guy who is online here, and use the help desk to reach out. Otherwise, you can reach out to support at rada60limited.com, and our support team will get back to you and sort your issues. And also, we have the part of subscription. On subscription, you have the free trial. You can get up to 10 hectares for 15 days free. And we have the essential package, which is 2.0 US dollar per hectare per year. That is from the range of 5 hectare to 249. Also, we have 2.3 US dollar per hectare per year. From the range of 250 up to 999. And also we have the other plan, which is 2 US dollar per hectare per year for those with farm that is greater than 1,000 hectares. Okay, so we are open in case you need any support, any further clarification, or plan the demonstration. We can really assist you. Just reach out to Rada to support at rada60limited.com. We are open to give you any kind of support you are looking. If it's a subscription plan, or you want clarification, or onboarding your farms, or supporting other farmers, we are ready to support your project. So reach out to Rada60, and we are really looking forward to work with you guys. Thank you so much, and we are looking to give you support and help your project move forward. Thank you.